This video is regarding the paper pattern, exam pattern of the various MBA entrance exams. So just look at it. We look at first CAT. So CAT total duration is 120 minutes, 2 hours. I mean, there are 3 sections, so 40 minutes each section, right? And they're normally conducted under 3 slots: morning, afternoon, evening. So basically, 3 sections are basically mathematics, which is common for everything, DILR, and verbal. 3 sections of the paper, each section 40 minutes. The number of questions varies to some extent. I mean, if you look at last year, there were 24 questions of verbal, around 20 questions of DLR, 22 questions of maths. This is what the pattern was last year. But there could be a small variance of these type of questions. So technically, if you look at the 66 questions and 120 minutes, you approximately have 2 minutes per question, approximately, right, to solve. The CAT exam is conducted on a Sunday, somewhere in the end of November, over 3 slots. So 66 questions, each question is 3 marks, so 198 marks. Okay, there are 4 options, number of choices. There are both MCQs and non-MCQs. Non-MCQs is where you have to type in the answer, and MCQ where you have the options available. So this is CAT exam, held in the month of November. XAT. So paper is broadly divided into paper 1, which is, you can say, 3 sections: maths, DI, verbal and logical reasoning, and decision making. Okay. Then you have testing, and then last year general knowledge and essay. So these are a paper pattern which is there. Normally you'll be given calls based on the part 1 of your paper. That is your maths, verbal, and decision making. Overall time duration, as you see, is 210 minutes, almost 3.5 hours. A huge time. So which each has different sections. So part of the first, verbal has 20 to 30 questions, decision making 20 to 30 questions, quant will be 20 to 30 questions. This is part 1 of the paper. Usually a number of questions can vary from 70 to 80. This. Okay, and then you have the second and the third, which is general knowledge is around 25 questions, and you may have an essay. Right? So you have a negative mark. There is also negative mark for not attempting the answers. So for more than 8 unattempted answers, you will have 0.1 negative mark. So suppose you have not attempted 10 questions, you will get negative mark of 0.2. First 8 questions there is no negative mark, but 2 more questions if you have not attempted, that means 0.2, 0.1 per question. And yeah, so there is no negative marks for part 2 and part 3 of the paper. Okay, this is what it is. So this is the overall pattern of the XAT exam. XAT is similar to the CAT exam in terms of quant is similar. The main difference comes is instead of DILR, you have a decision making section. Verbal, okay, CAT has more reading comprehension, XAT has critical reasoning which is there. So that's how the paper pattern is. But if you are prepared for CAT, you can prepare for XAT in a 1 month duration from CAT to XAT. XAT is held in the month of January. NMAT, 3 sections: language, logic, quant. So similar to CAT if you look at it in terms of section wise. Okay. Instead of DILR, DI is in quant section, whereas in CAT, DI is in logic section. So each has 36 questions which are there, total 108 questions. Time limit for language, there is time limit. Look, in XAT there is no time limit per section. In CAT there is time limit per section. In NMAT also there is a time limit per section. 28 minutes for the first section, 40 minutes for logic section, 52 minutes for quant section. So total 120 minutes, okay, for the 108 questions. Little more than 1 minute per question. 1 minute per question. So this is how the paper pattern for NMAT is all about. NMAT, you can book a slot and write. For NM Mumbai, only the first attempt will be counted. Anything from October or December is where you can book and slot. You can normally book it 3 times and write it off. SNAP is a speed-based test, just a 1 hour test and 60 questions. No sectional time limit, so you can move from one section to second section. There are 3 attempts. The best of your scores will be considered. So 15 questions in English, logic is 25 questions, quant is 20 questions. So normally you have in CAT little more weightage for verbal, and SNAP has less weightage for verbal, only 15 questions, more weightage for the logic section. Speed-based test without any time limit per question as such. You need to just maximize the speed and go ahead. CET is for the Maharashtra, no, Symbiosis. SNAP was for the Symbiosis colleges. Okay, NM was for Narsi Munji, but there are other colleges which takes up NM, right, from Somaya and other colleges. But SNAP is only for the Symbiosis based colleges. The number of Symbiosis based colleges, the best one is SIBM Pune, then there is SCMHRD, SIIB, and other colleges which are there. CET. CET, you have logic, abstract, quant, and verbal. So this section called abstract reasoning is new, which is like sort of called visual reasoning as well. So you have 150 minutes which are there for 200 questions. So that means almost 45 seconds per questions. Okay, and all are MCQs, computer based tests. Now CET is for the Maharashtra based colleges. People from outside Maharashtra can also apply, but number of seats outside Maharashtra is comparatively lower. For outside Maharashtra, they will consider best of your CET, your CMAT, and whatever CAT and other exam that you write. They will consider best of their percentiles while taking admissions. Right? But for if you want the Maharashtra seats which are there, you will have to write a CET exam, and if you have to be domiciled in Maharashtra. CMAT, All India exam, it is once in a time very important, but nowadays it's being conducted very late, April, March. So therefore, a lot of colleges don't accept CMAT. Good colleges. A lot of other colleges which are maybe not the top do accept CMAT. But still, there are some good colleges which do accept CMAT. But considering it as the last exam, it's fine. Almost 5 sections, 20 questions each. There is general awareness and there is innovation and entrepreneurship. So these 40 questions are more or less theory based. And then language, logic, quant, which is normally there in all the examinations. This is what it is for CMAT. MAT, again more or less 150 minutes, 200 questions, right? So less time, more questions which are there. Similar to CET where you have 45 minutes seconds per question, no sectional time limit, and +1 for correct and -0.25 for wrong. CET has no negative marks. ATMA, you have 130 minutes per section which is there. Different sections, 30 minutes each. So total 180 marks which is there. 180 questions, 180 minutes. So 30 minutes, 30 questions. So for every, you will have 2 sections of analytical reasoning, 2 questions of verbal skills, 2 sections of quant skills. ATMA again is all India exam. Top colleges don't accept ATMA, but there are a lot of other colleges which are there which do accept ATMA. Among B and C grade colleges, you can look at those options. IBSAT is for IBS group of colleges. So there are a lot of colleges under the brand name IBS, one of the exams. They have verbal, reading, quant and DI. You can also get to IBSAT writing NMAT or writing CAT or the other exams as such. IBSAT is comparatively easier. It is normally held in the month of December, 4th week of December as such. Okay, so this is basically giving you some idea about all the exams which are being held.